The CEO of United told me food banks are built for crises. They deliver what's known as an emergency food box. It serves a family of 4 for about 3 days. But delivering that box has put its supply chain to the test. And United Food Bank hasn't turned anyone away.
I have 4 pallets.
It's Friday morning at the Mesa Convention Center, and a massive operation is underway. Transporting, packing, and delivering food for 2,200 families. That's about 10,000 people, all done in just hours.
This is far outstripped even our largest distributions around the holiday, where people come for food assistance to provide holiday meals for their families. We might at one of those get 800 or 900, but to see 2,200 every single week, it just breaks your heart.
President and CEO Dave Richens says that's 4 times what they were serving before COVID-19. Behind all the numbers are friends and neighbors, suddenly jobless and living on the edge until the state can figure out how to deliver unemployment benefits.
This is going to save me. I can pay a bill instead of, buy food.
For like half of the week, it does help us a lot.
Joanna Rodriguez has 5 young kids. Her husband's hours were cut because of the coronavirus, and they need help getting healthy food.
We get beans, last time we got vegetables, fruits, last time we got baked pork, ham, we got bread, bagels.
For many, like Jennifer Poitra, this is the first time going to a food bank.
Financial struggle when you only have one person working. It's a family of 5. We have 3 kids, 3 boys. And so it's extremely helpful to get the food.
The children home all day, then they need more food. The school is not feeding them, so they have to feed them from home. So it has really made a difference.
Because this helps with the budget, the food. And this is a great operation. They did this is amazingly how fast it goes, and it's well organized.
This setup was created in March. United Food Bank is working with the Mesa Convention Center, Mesa Police, and the Arizona National Guard to create a drive-through system with minimal interaction.
We are loading things without ever having come in contact with anybody, so it's as safe as it can be.
All right, sir, you have a good day.
They get 25 National Guard service members each Friday.
These guys are friendly and kind, and they work hard. They never complain about a single thing about their duty. They're glad to be here helping, and I'm glad to have them.
From 8 to 11 in the morning, the main parking and even the overflow lots are usually full. Some people show up hours before to make sure they can get an emergency food box.
As far as food supply goes, food keeps coming, we keep putting it out.
Richens isn't worried about running out. They've already gone through the food that comes from donation drives and grocery stores, but now they're getting most items from the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
We are scheduling out about 4 to 6 weeks on all of our supplies, and so that's why we have all those trucks scheduled all the way to the end of July, and we'll continue to order beyond that. We've spent a couple $1 million ordering food to make sure that comes in.
In fact, they're giving out more food than usual to cover families for longer. Each box is supposed to feed a family 4 for a week. They want it to be nutritious, so they have a mix of things in the boxes. They have 4 types of frozen meats, eggs, fresh produce, and bread as well.
Give people building blocks so they can create a meal out of what we provide.
Richens says they saw a drastic drop in volunteers. About 90% of them from corporate groups canceled, but they put out a plea.
The East Valley responded. We had tons of families and high school kids and individual groups that wanted to come in and help. People want to give back. This is America.
Like Brooks Martinez, a second-grade teacher volunteering for the first time.
You don't see the need every day in person. So it feels good to be able to give someone some good food that they can go home, feed their family.
This is what we have to do to serve people in Arizona.
Richens says it's his team that made this possible. Already 5 weeks of grand-scale distribution. But with temps hitting the triple digits, now he'll be facing a new obstacle.
And being out here doing a mobile distribution in the heat is really, really logistically difficult.
Pulling this off was difficult too. But it's functioning smoothly, helping thousands of families survive this pandemic. United is part of the Arizona Food Bank Network, the state's largest food banks working together to deal with this crisis. I spoke to the president of the network, and she told me that food banks are usually the first to see the impacts when people really start to suffer financially. They're also the last to leave, which means even if our economy starts to reopen, it could be several months before the demand for food gets back to normal levels. I'm Claudia Ripsich, ABC 15 Arizona.